George Pig is clearly Mommy and Daddy Pig's little darling. Being the youngest, he's obviously the favorite child. And Peppa just has to deal with it. But will this favoritism last when baby Evie arrives and becomes the new center of attention? In the episode about George's birthday, it becomes pretty clear who the family's favorite is. Mommy Pig prepares everything with the greatest care. Daddy Pig grants his every wish without question. And even Peppa, who is clearly jealous, tries to join in but gets ignored in almost everything she says. Whenever she comments on something or tries to play, the adults change the subject or drop a, "Let George enjoy his day." And what does the boy do? He shouts, "Dinosaur!" And everyone melts like it's the most brilliant thing in the world. And then comes the cherry on top, the trip to the dinosaur museum, which, let's be honest, only exists because George is obsessed with his toy. But who's at the party? Peppa's friends, because George simply doesn't have friends his own age. And yet, everything revolves around him. Like the boy has the right to choose the theme, the guests, and even the mood of the presents. He's so spoiled that even Peppa's little friends become background characters at her own brother's party. But I think George is about to face some big changes thanks to a new little sister who's just been born, named Evie. Don't know who I'm talking about? Then grab your snack, get comfy on the couch, and subscribe to the channel. Because today we're going to look at George's best moments and how his days as the spoiled favorite child are coming to an end. It's time for another episode of Zigzag.
Happy birthday, George!
Evie's arrival was a real plot twist in the Peppa universe. The series has existed for over 20 years, and we never had any hint that Peppa's parents wanted more children. Out of nowhere, the official channel drops a bomb saying, the pig family is going to grow. And more. With 10 brand new episodes premiering directly in theaters, it's like the show is preparing for a new phase. And this twist opens up a million possibilities, including changing the dynamic between Peppa, George, and their parents. Now, think about this with us. Was this decision planned years ago, or is it an attempt to refresh the series after being on air for so long? I have a feeling that Evie was something the creators had planned for a long time, and only now could they reveal the new character. And man, the royal-style announcement, just like real royal family babies, was genius. I think the new little sister dynamic is going to be extremely tough, but not for Peppa. For George, because he's way too used to being the center of attention, like in the next episode. In the episode, George catches a cold. Peppa finally says what everyone has already noticed. This boy is totally faking it. George gives half a cough, a tiny little sneeze, and that's it. Bed, cozy blanket, little tea, exclusive attention from Mummy Pig. And he even gets Peppa's company like he's a mini king in recovery. And the most suspicious detail? He didn't go to the doctor, didn't take any medicine, didn't even have a fever. It's just a lame excuse to spend the day lying down while everyone spoils him. If that's what being sick is, then where do we sign up to catch this VIP flu? And the most infuriating part is that it works. George coughs like twice, and he already gets all the pampering in the world, while Peppa stands next to him. Clearly suspicious, like, seriously? And she's right. Because there's no runny nose, no dark circles, not even that stuffy voice that people get with a real cold. It's just him lying there, comfy, with everyone acting like it's a miracle he's still alive. Peppa, you're absolutely right to doubt. This cold of George's smells like a scam from the very first achoo. But all of this is about to end when little Evie arrives and takes all of Daddy and Mummy Pig's attention with her cries, full diapers, and all the care that only a baby piglet could need. Do you think George will take a while to adjust? Or will he enjoy having a little sister right away? Write the hashtag Evie in the comments with your opinion. And don't forget to follow the channel. Another proof that George is clearly the spoiled favorite happens in the episode The Boat Pond. Here, Peppa and the whole family go to play at a little lake with toy boats. George has a wind-up boat, Peppa has a sailboat, and Susie, who only shows up later, has a motorized boat. But right at the beginning of the episode is where we can see the favoritism. George doesn't know how to make his boat go forward. And instead of letting the kid figure it out on his own and solve the mystery, what happens is that Mummy Pig, like every overprotective mother of boys, comes in to do it for him. That's right. The mother takes the boat, winds it up, and puts it in the water. Like, George is so spoiled he can't even play on his own. And meanwhile, there's Peppa, with the biggest annoyed face, looking at her sailboat that they gave her, which doesn't move an inch forward. All of this because they decided, clearly on purpose, to take the little piggies to play with boats on a day with absolutely no wind for Peppa's sailboat. Honestly, that's just plain unfair. Speaking of unfairness, this right here is simply irresponsible. In the episode Detective Potato, Peppa gets inspired by a TV show and decides she wants to become a detective when she grows up. To test if the little pig really wants to follow that path, Daddy Pig sets up an entire activity to put his daughter's detective skills to the test. But of course, George has to insert himself into the game too. It's like he doesn't have his own opinions and just wants everything his sister has. And the parents just let him. But the worst part comes later, when Daddy Pig has them both memorize the toys on the table, then hides one, and asks which toy was taken. Peppa is the one who answers all the questions correctly. And what does Mummy Pig say? Very good, Peppa and George. Excuse me? What do you mean, George? The kid literally did nothing. But of course, the favorite child is going to get the credit too, right? I don't know if you've ever had to deal with spoiled people before, but if there's one thing that always happens, it's that man. It makes you really mad. Seriously. There's no way to handle working hard to do everything while the little golden boy does nothing and gets all the praise. And in the snowplay episode, Peppa found the perfect opportunity. During a snowball fight, everything goes well with them throwing small snowballs. But it was all part of Peppa's plan to give George a false sense of security, until she makes a huge snowball and of course he starts bawling, right? If you were in Peppa's place, what would you have done? Comment your evil plan down below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And in the episode Cuckoo Clock, does George reach extreme levels of being spoiled? Here they learn what a cuckoo clock is, and the two siblings simply decide they must see the cuckoo, or the world will end. While they wait, Daddy Pig pretends to be a cuckoo so they can see it. And George gets so excited that he runs around the house imitating a cuckoo. And of course, he misses the moment and doesn't see the bird pop out. And of course, he throws a huge tantrum. But do you think he learned his lesson? Of course not. After hyper-focusing and waiting almost an hour, he lets himself get distracted by Peppa and misses the cuckoo again. And you guessed it. He throws another tantrum. Seriously, when are you going to learn, George? In the episode Mr. Skinny Legs, the pig family decides that George is so spoiled that not even a spider is allowed to traumatize the poor thing. Instead of explaining that the creature has 8 legs and can, in fact, scare you so bad you age 10 years, Daddy and Mummy Pig decide to turn it into a cute little pet. And there you go. George finds a spider in the bathroom and is already treating it like a stuffed animal, giving it a name and everything, Mr. Skinny Legs. All that's missing is a collar and a bath. And the worst part? No one has the courage to tell George that spiders in real life aren't exactly cute and playful. Because heaven forbid this spoiled boy finds out the world has real dangers. Just imagine him crying because Mr. Skinny Legs didn't want to play dinosaurs. That would turn into a national emergency.